The small North Yorkshire town of Richmond is known for its markets, but with a £25 million shopping centre in nearby town Catterick Garrison, how do the local traders and shoppers feel about the new leisure complex?
O Junction opened on the 1st of September 2015. I think in some ways it's good. I just worry that it would have a knock-on effect to local businesses in Richmond, because so many people nowadays want to go to the big boys rather than focus on the little independent retailers. And for people to come into Richmond, I think it would be good to focus on the the small town historical history side of things. So I think if there's more support for the more local and independent shops, I think that would really help.
Yeah, we've known for 20 years that there was going to be a Garrison Town Centre, so we've been warned about it. We knew that something was coming, and I don't think any of the shops there are in any way, shape or form competition for the businesses in Richmond. Anecdotally, some businesses are saying that they've noticed a fall off, which is always what happens when something new opens, because people are always very curious to go and have a look and end up buying things, but it doesn't mean that they're return shoppers. I think it's had a very strong benefit for the economy of Richmond Shire, because an awful lot of people who would travel outside of the area to find an Iceland or a JD Sports or Sports Direct or whatever it's called are now shopping locally. It has to still be out because it hasn't been open long enough to be able to clearly determine whether yes or no it's had a major impact.
Obviously very worrying for Richmond or some of the retail outlets here. Although Catterick potentially is going to be such a large garrison, it will serve Catterick well, but the risk is that obviously it keeps people away from Richmond. Richmond needs to keep its individuality with individual shops that will attract people into Richmond and hopefully gain from the extra numbers then that are up at Catterick. But there will certainly be retail outlets in Richmond who will have been affected because they won't be able to compete with the bigger names, and potentially perhaps we should look at Catterick therefore as being a bigger catchment for jobs for Richmond people.
It's about time it was there. Yeah, it will have an effect on Richmond Market because there's nothing in Richmond Market really. Richmond's too far in the past.
They say they're down 300 people a week. They say they're down a lot, but Richmond needs to address this matter because it is needed at Catterick, but need to have more events here, functions. We might have a live music event here in the summer. Richmond show needs to be, hospitality is Richmond's future, but Catterick is, it's needed for the MOD people. There's nothing wrong with it all.